looks at what I think are unintended consequences that occur in the criminal justice system when you talk about motor vehicle violations or crimes, and how judges do not have the discretion to reduce fines or surcharges or give people payment plans if those judges sit in city court. So this is an issue that Ken Warner, who's worked for a number of years in the building trades and in workforce development, brought to me in my ear, talk, 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 when I sat on council, and that then came up in a completely different form at the Anti-Poverty Initiative when I sit on the Judiciary Committee. So we want to talk to you a little bit about who we are, what this issue is, and then what we would like to propose that we do to resolve it or to work on it through this initiative.
Thank you, Carla.
Okay.
I was told I had to write this down first because I talked too much. And I didn't remember. So, my name is Ken Warner, and I worked for the Rochester building trades in one form or another for about 2.5 decades. And during that time, I discovered that one of the reasons there were not more minorities in the building trades was because of a simple reason: they didn't have a driver's license. Quite frankly, I, along with a lot of people in this room, thought this was more of an excuse than it was an actual reason. That is until I actually became a member of the Finger Lakes Regional Economic Development Council's work group on workforce development. I'm putting that on business card. There, along with representatives from 4 of the other targeted industries, we targeted healthcare services, precision manufacturing, information technology, culinary services, and building trades. We had a little seminar one day talking about the things that we most needed for young people to be able to have as skills in order to become gainfully employed. Every one of those people said they needed to have a driver's license. Well, again, this didn't make any sense to me, so I dug around and found out it's not that people don't have a driver's license because they can't get one and they can't pass the test. It's because they had one and they lost it. That's when I also discovered that because of the fact that New York State is one of the top 10 states in the country for using surcharges that get lumped onto your ticket, and these things grow better than bank accounts. Because, I've often thought we could solve the deficit if we all just invested in them in some way, shape, or form. But the fact of the matter is, you end up with a person who has started out with a bunch of parking tickets, for example. Those things grow. Eventually, they lose their driver's license because if you don't pay your tickets, you end up not being able to renew your driver's license. You can't renew your driver's license, but you still need to go to work, so you drive. You get your first aggravated unlicensed, and it's a misdemeanor, I believe. But when you get your second one, because you still haven't solved the problem, it becomes a felony. And all of the charges and fines and the surcharges keep growing and growing and growing into thousands of dollars. Judges are allowed to take care of the initial fine, but the surcharges by the state of New York, they are not allowed to lower. Consequently, a lot of times this ends up and results in what is the modern equivalent of debtor's prison, quite frankly. All right, she's the one who's going to talk to you about that. In any event, this is a problem all the way from Ferguson to St. Louis, and it's solved.
He's gonna put some red thing soon.
You can tell we've known each other for a long time. The Legal Aid Society has been dealing with the issue of poverty, chipping away at it, either at issues that come from being poor or issues that help people become more poor than they started out with. This is one of those issues, and this is something that I think that we can begin to